What you got? Were you just playing with your microphone? Yeah? Oh, where is my hairbrush? Yeah, good job. Cheese. Mic drop. Yeah. There's a lot of spit on that thing. Boo! Boo! Duck, yeah. Quack. Good job. Got that arm swinging she does. So this is how a 16-month-old plays. Evidently she's playing basketball. Sort of. Oh, and I think she's in her last size 2 diaper. I think we are officially switching her over. What are you doing?
Hey, boy.
Yeah, say hi, everybody. This is right at your level, isn't it? Do you want your banana? Hey, hey, no, 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 too much. No, no, leave it alone. No, no. I gotta clean off all your smudges now. Can't even see your pretty face. I need to go get a glasses cleaner. That seems better. Okay, now no touch. Yeah. Addison, 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 Addison. Hey, hey, Addison. No touch. Yeah, no touch. Yeah, you can play. You play. You want the bucket? Bucket? Good job. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Hello everyone, my name is Destiny. I don't know if you are new to the channel or been following for a little while. This channel is mostly just for my friends and family to be able to watch, and for myself for down the road to have these memories. This is my daughter Addison. Thank you. She is 16 months old, like as of today or something like that, yesterday. I don't know. This is her birth story. So, I was not doing videos when I was pregnant with her or had her. It's when she was 3 months old that I started this. Yeah, so we're right around a year mark of my making videos. But anyways, I'm going to try my best to remember everything. Obviously, it has been 16 months, as it was the day that she was born. I guess it starts a day before, but whatever. Obviously, she is here. She's going to be playing. She's going to give you something more interesting to look at than me. But that's what she's here for. She's for the cuteness of the video and reminder of who it is that we are talking about. So to start this, I gotta think about where to really start, what details to inform you of to make sure that it's all there. Because it's actually a pretty funky story. So, a few things to know is Logan was in school still. He actually was having I don't know the exact word of it, but he was like having a history thing at school where he had to memorize the details of a person, a historic person. And you had to walk up, you push a button on him, and then he tells you about who he is. He was Benjamin Franklin, I believe. So my mother and I had been working on his outfit because he has to look like him. So we'd been working on his outfit, getting that all ready, and we just got it all completed. And the next day was when he was going to be presenting that. So John and I both were going to go to that. We were going to support him, you know, push his button and everything. Well, we thought we were, if that tells you anything. So we got that completed for him, and then that day also, it was a Thursday, I had been training my temporary replacement for when I was on maternity leave. I'd been training him for a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I can't recall exactly, but been training him for a little bit, and so I had a doctor's appointment that Thursday. So I spoke with my boss and I was like, hey, what if we spent Thursday as like a trial day to see how it would go for when I'm on leave? Granted, I was only 37 weeks pregnant, so we thought we still had a few weeks of training. Hi. So he's like, that was a good idea. So I went to my doctor's appointment that morning. She checked to see how dilated I was. The exact same as I was the previous week. I was only 1 centimeter, whatever it is, dilated. So we're like, okay, cool, no more progression, we're good. So later that day, my boss calls me, and he's like, I'm realizing how little I know about what you do with your job. And I guess the gentleman that was replacing me, he was having some struggles and everything. So my boss, he goes, you are coming in tomorrow, right? Because we still need you. I was like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow, no problem. It was just for today to have a trial to see where we are with things. So he's like, okay, good, we're good. Get off the phone with him. John had just gotten off a 24 or 48 hour shift. I don't remember which he was doing at the time, but he got off Thursday morning at like 6 a.m. or something. So he'd come home, he'd been sleeping and everything. I didn't do anything different that day. I wasn't active any more than usual, eating any differently. Like I said, I was only 37 weeks pregnant, like maybe 3 or 4 days on that, I don't know. But anyway, so it came to be, I think it was 9 o'clock. Yes, it was 9 o'clock, and I was going to bed. John and I, we were watching something on the couch, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to bed, because obviously I had to get up for work in the morning. I go to bed, brush my teeth, use the restroom, all that, get in bed, roll over, and then all of a sudden it felt like I peed a little. Just a little. I was like, that's strange. I just went to the bathroom. So I got up, went back to the toilet just to be sure that I wasn't still needing to use the restroom. And I'm sitting there, and a little more liquid comes out. I'm like, okay. Didn't feel like I peed. A little more comes out. And just a little bit more at a time. Yeah. Yeah. No touch. No touch. No touch. We don't want smudges. Are you being the camera girl? Hey. Hey, hey. This is right at her level, obviously. So I'm hoping not too much movement happening to it. Hey, come play over here. You want your 8? You want your number 8?
Hi.
Hi. 8. Okay, so yeah. So I'm on the toilet and a little liquid keeps coming out. So I'm like, okay, well, I think my water's broke because I'm not peeing. I went to the restroom and it doesn't feel like I'm peeing, and it just keeps just a little bit at a time, like very little. So I get up, go to John, who I mean, I've been back in the back bedroom 5, maybe 10 minutes, doubtful. He's passed out on the couch asleep. So I wake him up. I'm like, hey, babe. He goes, yeah. I think my water broke. All right, let's go to the hospital. And I'm like, well, wait, I think I have to call first. Just be aware, I think my water broke. So I go back to the bathroom. I sit on the toilet because, I mean, water keeps leaking out of me. So I'm on the toilet and I call them, and so they're like, okay, well, what's happened? So I tell them the story. They're like, well, it sounds believable enough that it could be your water. How about you come on in, we'll test the fluids, and we'll let you know if it is or not. And I'm like, okay. So, I mean, in my book, I'm like, okay, my water's broke. Like, there's no other explanation. So I call my mom, who actually lives diagonal from us. She does not live far at all. And she has actually gone through the whole process of what Logan's going to be doing at school, because I did that in elementary school, and some of my brothers as well. So she's been through all that as well. He's at the same elementary school that I was at. Anyways, so what are you doing? Okay, so I call my mom, she doesn't answer. So I'm like, okay, so I call my dad, he answers. And of course, so the first thing you do when you call someone is like, hey, what are you doing, right? Like, you're just like starting the small talk or whatever. And my dad answers, and he's like, oh, you know, we're doing this, and your mom's trying to figure out this on the computer, and we're trying to get this to work, and we're not getting it. I don't remember the details, because obviously I wasn't really listening. But he kept going and going and going and going and going. And I'm like, hey, Dad. Like, I had to interrupt him. He's like, yeah. I was like, I think my water broke. He goes, you think your water broke? I said, yeah, I think it broke. He's like, well, how do you think it broke? And so then I kind of try and tell him the story. He's like, well, let me give you over to your mom. So he hands it over to my mom at that point. And so I'm like, hey, can you come over? Because obviously Logan's here. We can't leave him. Logan's already in bed. Yeah. Do you remember this? Do you remember what was going on in Mommy's belly? Hey, I gotta make sure this thing's still recording, that you haven't pushed stop or something back there. Yeah, it's still recording. Yeah. Come on, come around the front. You're a cute camera lady. You are, I promise. My mom's like, okay, I'll be there in a minute. And I was like, okay, I will get ready. John and I will get ready. Logan won't even know that we're just gone because he's asleep. They get over here. My mom and my dad came, and she's gonna stay the night here. John and I head off to the hospital. And the whole drive, there's a little bit more coming out, a little bit more coming out. I mean, probably TMI, but you know. This is a birth story, so you know what you're getting into. So on the way there, it dawns on me that I told my boss, I remembered telling my boss that I'm gonna be at work tomorrow. I don't think that's happening now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have my baby, which then means I'm not going to be there thereafter to continue the training as well. I just start like laughing and yet feeling bad at the same time, because here they checked in specifically making sure I'd be there because they did need additional help and have questions, only for me to not be coming in after I told them I would be. Obviously not my fault. He's not upset about it by any means, but it's just kind of comical that it worked out that way. I text him on my way to the hospital. I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm pretty sure my water just broke. Don't think I'm gonna be at work tomorrow. He didn't get that till the morning, but anyways. So we get to the hospital, they test fluids, and they ask me if I'm having contractions. I'm like, not that I know. They go ahead and hook me up and everything. They're like, well, it looks like you are having some contractions, but obviously they were low enough I didn't even know or feel them. They test the fluid, my water did break, so they go ahead and get me admitted to a room. At that point, things just start progressing. John goes to sleep on the couch. I try to sleep, can't, because it also hit me like, wait a minute, this was also on the drive, I think. I was like, I'm having the baby. Like, I'm having the baby tonight, or like early in the morning. I'm having this child. And it's so weird because you think about the people that are like, you know, they have to be induced so they know when it's happening and they have that big buildup, or they're getting closer to 40 weeks and they're like, oh, it's gonna happen any day. And for me, I was 37 weeks, just got checked out, told I wasn't dilating any more than before. So I was not expecting it. I was laying down to go to sleep for the night, and suddenly my water broke. So at 37 weeks plus a few days, I'm coming home with a baby. This one, just a lot smaller. Well, not a lot smaller because you're still little. It was, I don't know, it was mind-blowing. It messed with me at the same time, so I couldn't really sleep. I was excited, and then of course contractions started building up more, and I could feel them and they were hurting. I don't remember at what point I got the epidural, but I know I was progressing fairly quickly, and it was getting pretty bad. And so the nurse, she came in, she checked me. I want to say I was like 4, maybe 5. And so she checked, and she's like, do you want to go ahead and get the epidural? Because I planned on the epidural to begin with. And I was like, well, I think I could go a little longer. And because I didn't want it to slow down my progression, my contractions, or anything. I wanted to progress. I wanted to move forward. And I've been told that an epidural can slow things down. I didn't want that. The nurse, she then goes, well, I can tell by how you are progressing, it's not going to slow you down any. So at that point I was like, okay, we'll do it. Because John at the same time, he's like, are you sure you don't want to go ahead and get it? Like, he was encouraging for me to go ahead and get it as well. So at that point I was like, okay, that's fine, let's go ahead. So they get me hooked up to all the IVs, they get the fluids going. I'm shivering, I'm so cold. It comes to the point where John leaves the room, they're putting the epidural in, and luckily it wasn't busy, and so it didn't take too long for her to get there, but I was ready for it by the time she came. She got it put in. I mean, it was scary, but it really wasn't that bad. You just stay still. The hardest part was staying still because I was so cold. My body was shaking without me even trying. Yeah, that. They get the epidural put in, feeling a bit better. It worked really well. I tried to sleep, still couldn't sleep. And it was funny because John was complaining about how I just got off a 24 shift and whatnot. And honestly, my thing is like, okay, well, you got to sleep during the day. I got up that morning, went to go to bed that night like normal, didn't get to because my water then broke. So then I'm then up all night with contractions and laboring and everything. And here he is passed out on the couch complaining because he just got off at 24, and I'm like, I've been up now longer than you. But it was just funny. I didn't mind that he was sleeping on the couch. I was fine. He was obviously up for a good portion of it all. Yeah, is this a whale? Where's the button? Thank you. Yeah? Is it blue? I think it was about 9 o'clock. And they told me that I was fully dilated and that I could start pushing when I felt the need to. Also, right around that time is when my doctor came to the hospital, and she goes, well, what are you doing here? I didn't expect to see you here. I said, yeah, I didn't expect it either, because obviously she just saw me the day before. No progression or anything, so we thought it would still be plenty of time. Okay. I hope the lighting and everything is okay for this. This is my first like really sit down and like talk to you video. So, where was I? My doctor came in right when I was about ready to start pushing, and she's like, okay, well, I'll probably leave and then come back, because I guess, you know, for your first baby, it usually takes a little while before any progression with pushing. You usually push for quite some time. I start pushing, things are going fine, and you taking off with my water again? Oh, you're giving it to me. Thank you. Bless you. This, you can have it. I'm not gonna open it for you. Where's your unicorn? Where's your unicorn? Go find it. I think it's on the couch in there. Go get it. Go get your unicorn. It's about 9 o'clock. My water broke at 9 p.m. It's now 9 a.m. At that point is when I'm ready to start pushing. So, she found her unicorn. Oh, you can't reach it? Okay. So I start pushing, and like I said, she wasn't planning on sticking around, but evidently things progressed pretty quickly. I'm a good pusher is what they said, but my epidural was working great, you know. So she ended up sticking around. She was born at 9:23. Is that what it was? There's your unicorn, yay. So she was born at 9:23 a.m. May 24th, 2019. Yeah! Are you getting sleepy? Are you ready for the night? Yeah. She was 5 pounds, 13 ounces, 19.5 inches. Yes, inches, not feet. I know everyone was shocked on how long I pushed. And I must have started pushing a little before 9 because I remember it being 30 minutes of pushing. It didn't feel like it was 30 minutes. It flew by really fast. As much as it sucked because, you know, I was thirsty and I was able to have water and such. But it flew by, thankfully. So my labor was just over 12 hours long for my first baby, who was very little, but she was only 37 weeks, so that helped. I also had gestational diabetes, which I maintained through a diet, so that helped with her size as well. Fun fact, round 2 of baby number 2 and gestational diabetes again. Are you all done? Thanks. Thanks for squishing it on the floor and everything. I believe that's the story. Not really much else detail-wise to include, I don't think. I just knew I wanted to record this before I had my second, so I didn't get the stories mixed up. Unfortunately, I still waited 16 months to record this, so maybe my details are a little off, but for the most part, that's everything I can remember as far as that goes. We are very blessed with this beautiful little girl. Hi, baby. You gonna ride your unicorn while holding your unicorn? Yeah, you're ready for night night, aren't you? Alright, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. My next birth story, I will hopefully be able to record earlier. That way my details are clearer. And I will go ahead and show you my bump for a bump date. There's the bump. It's your baby brother. Yeah, let's go night-night. Yeah, night-night. Bye. Thanks again. Bye. Oh yeah, a couple other details that I forgot. When Logan woke up, he obviously was very confused. He's like, "Where's Destiny?" Because usually I'm the one that gets up with him at school. And my mom obviously was there and was like, told him that, you know, went to the hospital, having the baby, so he was good. But I just felt so bad that we couldn't go to support him at school after he memorized all those lines and everything and that had his costume. But my mom, like I said, she's gone through it before, so she went to the school and she pushed his button and just kind of supported him, so that was nice. And then also my person that I was training with work, he shows up to work with a baby shower gift or a baby gift for Addison that same day. So he walks in and he's like, "Where's Destiny?" And my boss, he goes, "Well, she had the baby." I guess his face instantly was like, what? Like, what are we going to do? Like, I just felt so bad once I heard that. But, I mean, laughed at the same time. Obviously, it's funny. But, I ended up getting the gift from him a few months later. But it was so funny. Like, those reactions are great. Okay, bye now.